What you doing? I'm your Otakutainment, theacstories for this Otakutainment opinion. So I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Young Magazine, the US version that Kodansha is wanting to try out. It's their seinen magazine, which the problems right away is I don't think the US audience can really distinguish between shonen and seinen. I think it's a great thing to have a comparator to Weekly Shonen Jump. What most people are probably more familiar with is, Shueisha's either Jump Plus series or Weekly Shonen Jump. There's a few others that hit it off from that too, but Shueisha Shonen Jump have really had a stranglehold on what's been coming out in the US, mainly through this. And Kodansha has plenty coming out too, but I don't think them as a company overall is as familiar as really just Shonen Jump is. I don't even think Shueisha is really that well known of. But as far as magazines go in general, yeah, we mainly just know of Weekly Shonen Jump. And I think Young Magazine would be a great competitor, except for what really distinguishes between seinen and shonen. That's not what this video is about. But I will say, just reading through all of the stories in this special edition of Young Magazine, it's really hard to tell, like, what is the difference when you're actually just reading. I know shonen is usually geared towards, like, younger boys, and seinen is more like young adult males, kind of. Actual young adults, like 18 up, where shonen seems more like preteen, teenager, maybe even a little younger. So, but it also blends, because if you read a lot of the stuff on like Manga Plus, Shonen Jump, even Weekly Shonen Jump, it's not like all typical fighting shonen that people are used to. And if you read the seinen that's in Young Magazine, it's just kind of blends together. I'll say the most distinguishable thing is probably the art style. Shonen Jumps, at least, and maybe it's just how they prefer to have their art, which also kind of makes it not bland, but you can definitely tell, like, this is Shonen Jump. It is very clear. This one definitely looks more, like, actually hand-drawn. It's not so clear. It's kind of darker, kind of grittier, and it makes sense, especially if it's like a more mature adult story, because that's just kind of how growing up and being adult is. It just feels a little darker, unfortunately. You don't have that much of the pure innocence, like things just seem clearer because you're not actually looking that hard. I don't know, that's more philosophical, theoretical kind of talking, not what I'm really getting into for this. So what this Young Magazine is for the US edition was, back in August, they were putting out this big, like, 1,000-page magazine. I don't know if you can call it a magazine at that point, with the intention of, bringing more manga to the US. An actual magazine, I think, would be great. I don't even think they do physical Weekly Shonen Jumps anymore. I have Weekly Shonen Jump, but I don't even think those were released in the US weekly. I think that was more monthly. I don't know what this will be. I don't think they actually said. It might be weekly, it might be monthly, but the intention was there are 16 manga titles that are in this, that are up. It's the first chapters, read them, and then people get to vote for them, and the top 5 will be published, serialized on K-Manga. It's Kodansha's app. So I guess that answered my question. I don't guess the magazine's coming at all. I don't know. If that's just the case, what's the point? Because Kodansha already has series out. I guess this is more of a push for seinen than it is a Kodansha manga magazine. I'm thinking about it. Oh, I kind of just bummed myself out, because a magazine would be cool. I would love that so much. I don't have the space to get a weekly, probably not even a monthly magazine, but it would have been cool either way. But yeah, only the top 5 are going on K-Manga, and this is where I kind of flubbed up. Is I assumed it would be you sign in with the email or something, you vote for your favorite, maybe your top favorites. No, it's a daily vote for your top pick, and you can vote every day. And I am recording this mid-October, and the voting goes until almost mid-November. I think the vote lasts until November 10th? Yeah, something like that. Sometime almost mid-November. So we have less than a month of voting left. My bad. I did not look at the fine print of how this actually works. But either way, it's still quite dope. And the other bummer thing, now that I'm thinking of it, that it's not a magazine, is the fact that they did this as a magazine is cool. Yeah, it's a really big one. There was 4 other stories that they included, some one-shots, and I think it's supposed to be a first chapter. I don't know. And then another first chapter of a series that has already been going on. And I will talk about all the series. I will list my ranking for the series. I'm not going to go into each one because that's a review video, and there's a lot of them. And it took me a while to read all of these. I would just read them every now and then try to remember the others and try to rank them somehow. And I ranked all of them, including the ones you can't vote for, because I didn't know you couldn't vote for them until after I read the whole thing. So I'll give my ranking for that, but I don't know. It's a cool thing that there was interviews, there was notes on each one, pretty much a note of like, hey, this is, if you like this, vote on it, or this is why the author did that. I like that kind of stuff, especially if it's like a magazine. And there was an extended interview with one of the creators. It's just cool. They've been having giveaways. Once you vote, you can put it into a digital gacha, and then you can get prizes. It looks like jackets. You get physical edition, and you could have bought the physical edition while supplies last and in stores. I don't have, of course, it's one of the big stores that it's not near me, of course. I think the closest one is about 3 hours away from me, maybe a little longer than that. So also they're probably out by now, I'm just assuming, because this started end of August. Yeah. And then just digital stamps. They run it through Anime ID. I don't know anything about the website. It seems kind of cool though. I voted a few times already, and you get a code and you put it in, and you get like, I don't know, like the digital currency for the website, and you can use those to like buy stickers, stamps, or whatever on the website. I don't know if they have any other use, but there's just something nice about it. The gacha machines though, they're out. I didn't know digital gacha machines could run out, but I guess since there are physical prizes, they can run out. All of them on the website, not even the Young Magazine themed ones, but all of them are out. So you can't do anything with those. Maybe there'll be more in the future, so I guess I'm just using the little points to buy the stamps on the website. I don't know. I'm still doing it because I have the codes from voting. You get a new code each time you vote. But I'll go through my list. I think that's pretty much all you need to know about this. I think it was great for competition until I realized it's probably not going to be an actual magazine. It's probably, I doubt anyone's even really heard of it. It was a good idea that kind of probably is going to get forgotten about, especially if it's just going to be a few series on the K manga app. I mean, I don't get the point of it. If you're not going to do it as a actual physical release, like an actual manga, or release it even as a compiled digital thing. I don't know. Why not? Why not just release English editions of what you already published? They still do. Kodansha has their own magazines to do. People just don't know about them because that's, like I said, Weekly Shonen Jump, at least in the US, just dominates. Nobody knows anything else. And even then, I don't think people care that much about Weekly Shonen Jump. I don't know how most people find what they read, but it seems, from what I see, most people wait until the collected volumes come out. I don't think there's that many people that care as much for weekly releases, but I don't know. I just know what I do. I read almost everything that has been coming out on Manga Plus. Of course, I buy everything else too. My fear is most people just pirate shit, which is terrible. I don't know what the point is when there's so much for free now. Which, I don't know, maybe a whole nother video just talking about all the apps you can legally read stuff for free. But that's not what this is. This is Young Magazine. And I think that's it. So let me go through what I have actually ranked everything. And I'm not... I can... There's so many. There's 20 in general. In total. 16 you can vote for. There's just a lot. I don't remember too much about some of them. Some of them, I will say, this is... generally, my favorite genres are horror or rom-com. There's actually not that many rom-com. I don't like too sappy romance stuff. I don't like... I'm not too crazy about like space stuff. I don't like stories that just seem to drop you in the middle of something that don't really give you an introduction. I don't like whining. If there's just a bunch of whining like boo-hoo, feel sorry for me, I don't like it. And that's kind of like, that's why I prefer rom-com than just straight up romance. Because romance tries to get too sappy or tries to be too sad. If you're trying to be sad, just out the get-go, I don't like it. And some just don't hit. I mean, that's where it is. But looking at this, horror-esque, kind of the darker stories is what gets me. The kind of space stuff, the whiny stuff, just maybe a little weird for the sake of being weird and not for the sake of being creepy. That's what you see more at the bottom of my list. But they also do have the top 5 right listed on the website. Oh, I forgot where you can read these. So you can read the magazine for free on actual Young Magazine USA.com. Is that what the actual... Yeah, young-magazine.-usa.com. It's there. It's free. It's organized. Now, it's not presented as the actual magazine. It's just individual chapters, but you can read and vote there. I also have seen it on Global Comics, which is presented as the full magazine. Azuki also has it for free. There's ads, but it's the magazine but broken up. And then I'm assuming it must be on K-Manga. I actually didn't check, but it must be, because I don't know why it wouldn't be. Yeah, so easy to find. Easiest place is probably the actual official website, then Global Comics. I like Azuki's app, but I mean, it's ads in between each chapter, so if you do that, and every time you look at the chapter. But yeah, and then you can only vote on the actual website. But then it shows the top 5 right now, which I'll get to that after I finally give you... Sorry, I've been... It seems like I'm intentionally pushing off. It's like, here it is, but blah, blah, blah. Like some bullshit thing where you're just trying to... I'm still doing it. I'm sorry. Okay, first off, and I'm sorry I'm not going to give too much descriptions. Maybe I'll... Wait, should I start at the bottom? Let's start at the bottom and then work our way up. Because I kind of remember... I'll give you very vague reasons as to why I put these where I put these. So number 20 at the very bottom, and this includes the ones that you can't vote for either, the one shots and whatnot. Number 20, Boys Run the Riot in Transition by Kato Gaku. This is actually a sequel series, which I guess is cool that they did it. Except it's just whining. This first chapter is just whining. It didn't get anything into the fashion, really. The only redeeming part is when the old friends come in, but the rest is just whining. It's like, move the fuck on. It's the first chapter. Do something. I don't want to hear whining. It's why I hate Orange. And yet, I'm going to seem like a terrible person. I don't like whining. Especially the first chapter. I didn't read the original series, so that probably hurts too. But get on with it. Number 19, The Last Terran. I want to say Last Terrain, but it is Terran, by Hiroshi Takashige and Tatsumi Hitomoji. This one it's a space one. It's one of those where it kind of just feels like it's dropping you into something. And I don't know, it's not my thing. I think if I remember correctly, the end was the only part where it's like, oh, this is something that's going on. I didn't realize, I don't know. It's not my thing. Number 18 is Me and Bob Dylan and My Father by Shuzo Oshimi. This is one of the ones you can't vote on. feels more just like a autobiographical, like kind of just a actual story the creator did, but it wasn't anything special to me. You think I would like something with Bob Dylan in it, but I don't know, the story just didn't really hit anything with me. Number 17, which might actually be number 18. I don't know how this one is as high as it is. I don't know. Number 17 is My Love Strange by Hikari Azuma. And yeah, it is. It is strange. It's this person who just is attracted to stuffed animals. That's pretty much it. Honestly, that one should probably be lower. Because it is strange. Maybe there was something nice about it that kind of put over Bob Dylan. I don't know. Number 16, Protocol Ryugu Daisaku Suru. This one, if I remember, I just didn't know what was going on. It kind of felt all over the place. It's like a apocalyptic one, which normally I'm all for, but it's another, you're just kind of dropped into the middle of it and you don't really know what's going on. It seems all over the place, and it feels like there's a lot of explaining for this world that you need that you probably don't want to put because it'd be too much all at once. But also, if you don't, you're just kind of like, what the fuck's going on? And I didn't know what was going on. So, number 15, Subaru and Subaru by Shuichi Shingigeno. This is another one you can't vote on. I think it's more of a first chapter than a one-shot. Yeah, it's a first chapter. I don't know why you can't vote on it. I don't know the whole deal of it. If I remember correctly, this is from the same person that did Initial D. I didn't read Initial D, so it doesn't matter, but it's car stuff. And I should be more into car stuff. I'm not. But this one did have the extended interview at the end, which was interesting to read. And gave me more hope for, this being a magazine in the U.S. until I realized it's probably not an actual magazine in the U.S. So that's a bummer. Number 14, The Night of Blasphemy by Rei Kendo. This is the one that is the most shonen-like and what will probably confuse people the most. And it probably also the reason it's so down on my list. Also, I don't give a shit about religious stuff. A lot of it also was contradicting like motives and stuff. And I think that was the even biggest turnoff. Now, number 13, Goma, the Blade That Slaughters, Hiroki Ishizawa. This one, another kind of really dark one, kind of actiony. It's low only because just drops you in a bunch of fighting, but there were like a cast of characters that were somewhat clear about who they were and what the intentions were, but like I said, it's also not that clear. You're kind of just thrown in there, and it's like, okay, sure. Now, number 12 is Under Ninja by Kengo Hanazawa. This is another one we don't vote for. This was the first chapter for a series that is already going. That part was obvious. I read that in the way they almost like advertisements for this series, and I mean, it's a decent series. It kind of reminds me of what is it? Maybe something like the one that's currently going on Weekly Shonen Jump, but this one's probably been going on longer. Shinobi Undercover, or there's another one in Weekly, or not, in Shonen Jump Plus about another ninja. I don't know. It's just a ninja thing. It's decent enough. It's kind of like shonen-y. Really just skirts that line. Now, number 11. This is where, from here on out, these are the ones like I kind of actually enjoyed and can see potential with. Into the Dark by Henri Morikuma. This one was two friends going into like a dark underworld with a dog. Spoiler maybe for some of these. I guess I didn't say that, even though I said I wasn't going to go into detail into much of them. But I feel like if I'm going to rank them, I gotta give some reason. This one was, this is, like I said, this is a part of the list where it's like, oh, okay, these are actually decent. And I do like the dark story. It's pretty clear on the characters and what's going on. The twist at the end is more like, oh, okay, I can see where the series is going, but I didn't expect that. But I don't know. Yeah. Number 10 is The Graveyard Shift by Oshimi Sato. This one, I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh, I know what this is about. And then I'm like, but what actually happened? It was like a warrior, some kind of, I'm trying to look at it now. Yeah, some kind of like samurai. It's like a spirit of a samurai or something. And meets up with, I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I've read some of these. But I remember it being decent. It's kind of dark. It's kind of... I think this one had a little bit of humor to it, if I remember. I don't know. Now, number 9, Project Metalia by Yukito Iwai. I'm not going to lie. This one, definitely top half. That's what I put it as, but what is it about? I have no idea. Is this a space one? How did a space one get so far up? I have no idea what this is about. Futuristic space. It must be pretty good if it's a space one that made it this high up. Very actiony. So, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm looking through it right now. Just, I don't know. Yeah, trust me. It must be pretty decent. And it's not like I don't like space at all. I like Cowboy Bebop. I like Gurren Lagann. I know very mainstream ones, but I don't know. Oh, weird. I'm confusing myself. Number 8, To Dusk and Twilight by Robico. No, Roboco. I think this was... I know this is early into the series. I think it was... a vampire thing? Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah. It had a twist to it. It seemed like a vampire-esque was trying to prevent some person from dying, but it turned out the person was just playing the vampire the whole time. I liked the twist of it. I kind of liked the story. It was fine. I think this is where it starts to show my preference for Shonen Jump, or what I'm just used to. I'm used to Shonen because some of these are starting to feel a lot more Shonen. This is definitely something I feel Shonen-y. Including the next one, The Journey of a Dark Elf with Fading Powers, Daisuke Itabashi. Honestly, this one gives you like Freyr vibes. That's the most I can say. It's an elf, I think, that doesn't have any magic anymore, just traveling around, and it's been doing that for a long time. It's not like exactly like the Freyr story, but it has that same kind of vibe to it. I liked it. It was fun. It was simple enough. It was a good introduction to the characters. Yeah, but it feels very shonen. At 6, Kiki Kai Kai. What the fuck does that mean? By Kuri Tamada. I should at least write a note. There is another project coming out that I'm making sure to have notes for. Kiki Kai Kai. Was this a wrong? Nope. What the fuck is this? I have no idea. It's just, I have no idea. It's an Exorcist kind of looking one. I think this one just has more humor in it. That's another thing. I like humor. So if it's pretty humorous, then I like it. It looks like an Exorcist kind of one, or maybe an alien fighting one, a spirit fighting. Just very shonen. So I guess my preference is shonen. Also, I like clear artwork. So yeah, that's definitely my preference. I'm picking up on it as I'm going through. Now, 5, Still You, Kami Nishio. Honestly, if it wasn't for just having such a huge preference for horror, this one would be a lot further up. This one is not rom-com. This one is it's about 2 friends. 2 male friends as little kids were just like, hey, I wonder what it's like to kiss. And they kiss and then get caught by the older sibling who just beats the shit out of them, and they don't talk again until like high school. And then it kind of seems like it's going to start a romance. That one was nice. And I was like, oh, it's not like complaining and whiny. It seems like a kind of nice relationship could happen. It's just a nice story. Nice introduction to the story. The last 4 are pretty much all horror-esque, like very horror-based. And now I really just... I read them. I like these. These are my top 4, and they're just hard to remember. 4 is Godmother by Rin Shimokawa. It's about this person that goes to a house to live with their godmother, and it's like full of monsters or something or weird stuff, and the godmother is just there to protect or lead it. I just like the vibes of it. That's pretty much it. It just seems like it'd be a cool story. Number 3, The Silent Forest by Masaaki Nakayama. This is the one shot, horror-esque. It's The Silent Forest. If I'm remembering correctly, it is. There's like a shrine or something. If you go to it, you like start to disappear or you shrivel up, and like some group of kids go, a couple of them get got, and then a priest or some shaman or whatever come and save the other two and reseal it. I think that was mostly it. I just like the horror-esque vibes. It's pretty gruesome looking. I just liked it, and this stayed at number 1 for a long time, until I realized you can't vote for it. Now, number 2. I'm definitely taking notes. Even though I didn't want this to be a review, I definitely at least need to know what's happening in it. It's Fascination. Oh, okay. This one's actually pretty cool. And now I remember, it's pretty much just this village. I think it was like maybe apocalyptic world or something about the plants being bad. But there's like a person, like a witch-esque or a Nyrad, or I don't know. What you tree people, druid, dryad, what are you called? Kind of like person, and it cuts off an arm and plant it, and it helps, vegetation grow and all that stuff. But it's kind of dark, and they're trying to train up another little kid to take the current one's place. It's just a really fascinating story. Fasciation? Is that how you say it? Fasciation. Yeah, it's a cool one. So Fasciation by Oga is my second pick. And then number 1 is Pregnant by Denchi Matsumoto and Keita Nishijima. This one is apparently something has been going on with pregnant women where it seems like some kind of evil demon or entity or whatever is going into the womb of pregnant women and holding the mother and baby hostage and demanding the father to kill, I think it was an elderly person, a kid, and then a pregnant woman. It's killed 3 people, or else they'll die, the baby and the mom will die too. And the main character is the father, and it's like, it's just built up. It's a creepy enough premise, and it's like kind of cool. And then just right away you're like, well, is the character going to do it? We don't know, because you got to vote for the chapter to see if it's going to. And that is my number 1. Now, let's go over the top 5 that are actually winning, to my kind of disappointment, and also kind of, I'm okay with it. So, I'll go and say, Pregnant isn't winning, or isn't even in the top 5, unfortunately, which is a shame. And to be fair, it kind of reminds me of another Jump Plus series about like a superpowered baby or an alien baby, a baby that's taken over by like some kind of alien thing. I forget what it's called. It was an okay series. It started off okay, but then it hits that point where it's like, okay, well, we gotta rush and end this. So it's just disappointing, because even these I'm not that crazy about. It'll still be nice if they had like a continuation, a full story. That's what sucks about, well, do a first chapter and then see if people like it enough. And it's like, well, a lot of people are going to like the ones that don't win, and now they're going to be bummed that they're never going to get the rest of these stories now. And it's a shame. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you can do about it, because obviously you need to make money. I get it, but dang, I really want to see the stories now. Oh well. So here are the winning ones. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 is Fasciation. It doesn't say how many votes each one have. Currently, apparently, there have been just over 200,000 votes. So probably has a lot, or each of them probably has a lot. So Fasciation, I'm glad. It's a cool story. I'm a little surprised it's not higher. Number 4 is actually the one I'm kind of disappointed is on here, but I also understand, which is The Night of Blasphemy. It's the most shonen one. I thought it was kind of messy and it made no sense motive-wise, but I guess I'm not surprised that other people would like it. Number 3, also not surprised other people like it. I'm not crazy. I don't know. It's the journey of a dark elf with fading powers. Like I said, it's very fragrant feeling, so I understand it. I'm not upset about it because it is decently high on my list. Number 2 is actually surprising for me, which is Godmother, because it just seems weird. It doesn't have that clear of a story. For me, it was just like, oh, it's horror-esque. It's like kind of cool looking. But as far as story-wise, it's like, well, where does it go from here? So I'm surprised it's number 2. I hope it's because the grandma doesn't look like a child. Oh, I hope it's not for that reason. And number 1, I'm actually completely okay with and have no arguments against it being number 1, which is Still You. It just seems like it's going to be a nice romance story. I don't know exactly where the story will go. It feels like it could have just been a one-shot with how it is, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. It'll be nice to have a story like this. Man, I just don't know where the story would actually go because it kind of felt like a one-shot. Even though I still liked it. But that's it. I went in, of course, more detail than what I expected, but I mean, what are you going to do? I like talking about manga. Maybe I should have done a full review on it, but there's just so much. 20 series? I mean, that was like weekly Shonen Jump when I would do that, and I mean, that'd take about an hour. I'm about 30 minutes, so it probably will work out either way. But that is all I really got to say about Young Jump. I wish it was an actual physical weekly to monthly magazine I could get each time, but I just think those days are over. Maybe even if they sold it as a digital release, as a magazine itself, I might still get it, depending on how much it costs, but it's a shame. But I guess I could just get the K manga. I just don't like how K manga does their app. I don't like that, the whole format. And I haven't checked in a while, but it was like it's the whole like buy tokens and then buy chapters thing, and they may have changed it, or I may just be mixing up with others because there are other apps that do that too. And it's not even like you just buy chapters straight up. You buy things to buy the chapters. They may have changed it, but I don't know. It's hard to compete with that when like other apps are like you pay a monthly fee of a few bucks, literally like $3 or $4 a month, and you get a bunch of manga. So I'll look more into K manga, see if it is, but I mean, I have a lot of physical stuff. If you keep up with my channel, you see I get a lot of things to read already anyways. But yeah, it's been an interesting summer. I know it's not summer anymore, but a lot of this started in the summer for manga, because I just recently talked about Jump Plus's 10-year anniversary. They're already doing an 11th anniversary, which I'll get to in my next review opinions video. But yeah, I like the expansion of manga and what they're trying to do outside Japan and on a global level. I just don't know if it's going to hit as hard as they expect it to. But I like that they're doing something. So it'll be cool either way. But that's going to be it for all I have to say about Young Magazine. I hope it does well. I wish I would did this video a lot sooner, but read it. Vote for your favorite one. Vote for Pregnant. My favorite one. But hey, vote for whichever ones you like. I want a clear distinction between shonen and seinen, and maybe that's just something I need to look up for myself or talk to more people about, because I feel like even reading through this magazine, that's my biggest concern. It's like, what is the actual distinction? Yeah, they're slightly more mature stories, but not that much. Oh, it shows boobs sometimes. I don't know if that matters. It shows nips, so there's a little bit of nudity in it, and maybe that's the only line it needs. It's not all of them, of course, but it doesn't censor anything, so I don't know. Which actually reminds me, they did I forgot to mention this. They did like little trailers for each series through unfiltered manga, but they're okay trailers. It just shows like some panels of each one. It's nothing too amazing. They're short, quick, but I mean, it's a nice little hype for each one anyways. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say. If you want to talk more about it, about if you read it, which ones you voted for, which one's your favorite, which ones you hate, if you hate my opinions of stuff, we can talk about whatever. Leave comments, find me on social media, email me. I have a Discord, all kinds of stuff. Links will be easy to find, so go there. But that's going to be it. Thank you to anyone who watched. Thank you especially to my Ko-fi and Patreon supporters, Fix Lab and Julio Vasquez. You also want to help support me, go ahead and get these shoutouts to get notes of videos I make, like this list. I'll try to leave links to this too in the description. Easy to find. But yeah, and then you get stories I write. So do that if you want to. But that's going to be it for this Otakutainment Opinions. I've been your Otakutainment, theacstories. Until next time, thank you again and bye.